May. One of the most controversial heroes in Overwatch. I remember back in a time where Mei was basically considered the god, not the god, the devil of Overwatch. Mainly because of all the memes surrounding how she just, is like a devil and gleefully shoots icicles into the throats of her enemies. And, all the memes and such, and also how players raged at the fact that they get fucking frozen. Sorry, YouTube, for saying the demonetization word, but let's just skip over that. But yeah, such a controversial hero. And back when DPS were sectioned off into two categories, picking Mei just sent a cold sweat down every single player's back, not just your enemies, but also your teammates. But why? Why was she so controversial? Well, besides the clip that just got shown where I iced off my diva, she was a very controversial pick mainly because of her durability, how she can just basically one-shot anyone, and because of the fact, she's almost unkillable, like Reaper with his 50% heal buff unkillable. Now, let's review her, shall we? Let's see the problems with Mei. I'm not gonna go over her backstory like the Echo video, more so since this video is roughly 8 minutes long. I'm gonna go over her abilities and why she's so controversial. Now, let's get into the meat of things. So, this part of the video where I talk about the controversy isn't really gonna be that long, because 1, I don't know most of the controversy going down with Mei, and 2, there isn't much controversy with her nowadays. Because nowadays, well, no one really talks about Mei. Mostly everyone talks about Brigitte or other heroes that used to be on the same level as Mei. So, the controversy that I know with Mei starts with how her one-shot combo can just, one-shot people. Now, I can understand how this is complete and utter BS to all squishies alike, but I don't think it's that controversial. While, yes, it is a very powerful tool, it's kind of part of her kit, and always will be. Now, the second part of the controversy I know about, it's how tank mains, not just Reinhardt's, but mostly tank mains, freaking hate Mei. Why? Because Mei just completely dunks all over tanks. Sigma can't absorb ice. Diva can't block ice. Reinhardt can only block ice from one angle. Winston can only block ice with a very small barrier. And, blah 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 blah. And such, every single tank main hates Mei, sorry. So yeah, that's most of the controversy that I know. Now, let's go over her abilities, shall we? So, her abilities consist of the Cryo Freeze, the Ice Wall, and her ultimate is the Blizzard, but we'll get into that after we go over her abilities. Now, let's start off with her Cryo Freeze. Her Cryo Freeze is basically like setting your Twitter to private. You basically go into your own little bubble of self-thoughts and reflection to reflect back on what mistakes you have made or about to make. And all it does is make her invincible whilst healing her if she took any damage. Now, it only lasts for 5 seconds, so if you catch her after it, right as it expires, you can just, dunk on her, basically. Now, people hate this ability because it makes her invisible, first of all. No, not invisible. Invincible, sorry. Yeah, it basically makes her invincible. and we all know how invincibility makes players mad. But yeah, that's the Cryo Freeze. Now, Cryo Freeze is a very weird ability because, again, it makes you invincible, and 2, it's a self-heal ability, meaning that once activated, you heal yourself for what I think is 150 HP, maybe? I don't really count. So, since this video already has enough padding and there's only 3 minutes left in the video, yes, I checked, let's go over the Ice Wall. Now, the Ice Wall is a purely situational tool. Basically, what it is that you erect a giant pillars of ice that actually have HP. Now, what you're supposed to do with this ability is section off enemies, you know, protect yourself from big ultimates or attacks. But what most people use this ability for is to be dickheads and to section off their teammates from doing things and such. And that's where people hate this ability. Now, they recently put a nerf on this wall, and by recently I mean like a year ago, where the wall actually has health so you can destroy it. But, you know, friendly players can't destroy it, only Mei and enemies can destroy it. So that's why people hate that ability. Now, I'm also gonna count her gun as an ability, because it has a primary and secondary fire, and also padding because there's only 2 minutes left in this video. So her primary fire is a beam of ice. It's like a fire, I forgot the name, sorry. You know, fire blower thing. I forgot the name. I'm struggling right now. But yeah, basically it's a ice version of that, and what it does is freeze your enemies in place after roughly 3 seconds, and her secondary fire combos well into this other fire. And yeah, basically, you shoot icicles that have no damage fall-off, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, since it's roughly only a minute in this video, I am now going to move on to the ultimate. The ultimate is basically her primary fire, except it affects everyone in a very large radius, and it freezes people until the ultimate is over. Now, people obviously hate this ability because 1, it freezes, just like her primary fire, and 2, it freezes everyone in a very, very large radius. Like, I'm talking Lucio crossfade radius. Like, look at this footage. It covers the entire point. Now, that's the whole problem. That's why everyone hates Mei. Because of her ultimate, because of her abilities, because of her fires. That is why there is a problem with Mei.